So when we think about MBA programs in India, we often start with the most premium colleges, which is the likes of ISB, IIMS, ABC. And we are often reminded of the average CTCs of 30-35 lakhs per annum. And then the second rung of categorization that we do is for colleges where the typical CTC or median is 18 to 20 lakhs per annum. But often, as working professionals, specifically those with 3+ years of experience, we don't apply for or miss the bus when it comes to applying for a lot of good business schools which have a median CTC of 25, 26, 28, or 30 lakhs per annum. And one such business school program that you should definitely apply for if you have 3+ years of experience and if you are a consulting aspirant or a general management aspirant in India, or if you want to pivot into these domains after MBA, is the XLRI PGDM in general management, PGDM GM. And I have been mentoring folks for this program since last year, because last year May, what happened was that the program guidelines changed. Earlier it was open for folks who had 5 years of experience, and then they changed it to they changed the eligibility criterion to the minimum threshold of experience being 3 years, right? So that's why I started mentoring folks, and a lot of folks with 3 to 5 years of experience started applying for XLRI in parallel to ISB and IIMS. The good thing is that the program accepts both GMAT and GRE as well as ZAT if you are giving that exam. And I'll start as always with the placement statistics, then I'll go to essays, and then I'll have my closing thoughts. So the deadlines are in September, October, November, but it's an 18-month long, 1.5 years long program, which is 15 months of classroom immersion spread across 7 terms, and 3 months of on-ground training, which is industrial training. And you can have a rural project as well. But the median salary is 24 lakhs, and the average salary of the top 25%, which I closely track for every school, is 40 lakhs per annum, which is a very, very, very handsome amount, and a very competitive amount as compared to the likes of ISB and IIMS ABC. That's why I was, positively perplexed by the program and flummoxed as well. 120 batch size, average age 30, broadly 6-7 years of work experience, very similar to IMA. And the placements sectorally happen mostly for IT consulting roles, which is the likes of Accenture, Capgemini, and IBM, followed by manufacturing and automobile. You have recruiters like Mahindra and Mahindra, Axis Bank, HSBC, Jio, and Maruti Suzuki. So these are the kind of recruiters that visit campus. When it comes to the essays at XLRI are a little different from your typical essays that you come across in IMK or SP Jain or ISB or IIM Ahmedabad. What makes these essays a little tricky is that you have a very low word limit, which is 250 words per essay, right? So you have to be very measured and disciplined when it comes to jotting your thoughts for the essay draft. So the first essay is, and this is from the last year application, please describe your current responsibilities, including your level in the organization. This is fairly easy. It's like jotting down your CV in a story-like format, which is if Sarthak has been working with Razorpay as a business development manager, if he has been onboarding startups to use Razorpay's payment gateway and fintech services, then he'll talk about the kind of startups he has worked for, the kind of revenue he has brought in, the kind of teams he has led over the last 3-4 years, and that will form a part of his 250 words. He can start off with what he's doing, since when is he doing it, which organization is he working for, 50 words. Then the next 100 words can be about leadership experience, if he has led a project formally or informally, and what that project or anecdote was about in a work summary format, and then end it with outcomes that he has achieved, whether it's sales that he has brought in, man hours he has reduced, be it for any other organization. So quantitative outcomes are preferred in every B school. This is the first essay, fairly easy, but once again, you have to be measured in whatever you're writing. The second essay is please elaborate on your objectives and aspirations with the XLRI PGDM and elaborate on skills and expertise you believe you can contribute to the cohort. Now, this is very difficult because it's a 250 word long essay and you have to talk about two very different things. First is what will the program do for you in terms of your aspirations, and the second is what can you do for the program in terms of cohort learning, right? This is a culmination of two different essays. So the first 120-125 words can be spent on what XLRI can do for you. Be very specific straight away from the first word. Start with this is what I want to achieve after an XLRI's program, whether it's IT consulting, whether it's management consulting, whether it's product management, whether it's manufacturing, whether it's operations. Be very specific, talk about 3-4 recruiter names, and then talk about which specific faculties would you want to study from, which specific electives would you want to take after term 5, which specific student clubs would you want to join, and which specific experiential learning program would you want to become a part of to achieve those goals. These are my goals. This is the gap that I have to achieve those goals. And this is how XLRI, through the culmination of whatever we discussed, specifically 2-3 subjects, 2-3 faculty names, student clubs, and everything between, will help me achieve my goals. The next 125 words can be and must be spent on what are you doing for the cohort. Where, let's say if Sarthak is working with a marketing agency for the last 4 years, let's say Shebang or Dentsu, and he's applying for XLRI, what he can add in terms of his unique experiences is he can, for other fellow marketing aspirants, talk about how an agency works. He can contribute towards the marketing club of, let's say, XLRI. He can have a lot of industry sessions on how marketing is changing in 2025 with the advent of AI, whether copywriters are relevant enough or no, right? So Sarthak has to think from his lens on what uniqueness am I bringing to the table, and that might not necessarily be on Sarthak's professional trajectory. It can be, let's say, if Sarthak has played football all his life, he was a part of the state football team in his region, let's say Indore, he can say that beyond the classroom, I would love to become a part of the sports club at XLRI and make sure that physical well-being is not just a good to have, but an important to do for all his peers in an academically rigorous program, right? So think about what uniqueness you bring to the table in terms of sports, dance forms, instruments, prior student club positions that you held in school or undergrad, or your work experience, right? I would give you a suggestion for this essay specifically. Even though the essay first mentions that talk to us about what XLRI can do for you and what you can do for XLRI later on, if you start the essay with what you can do for XLRI and then what gaps you have, and then how XLRI can help you achieve those goals by bridging those gaps, that will be a better story coherently. So do that. Third essay is once again 250 words. Drawing from your recent work experience, highlight your 3 accomplishments from the past 3 years and why these were the most significant. This essay is similar. Shades of this essay are visible in the IMK PGP BL as well, when the essay talks about your most significant accomplishment. And somewhat similar to SPGen PGPM essays as well, this is an easier essay because you will essentially write this essay in every other college's application, which is 3 most significant work accomplishments. The problem here is 250 words, right? So try to break it up into 80 words and try to straight away get to the point. This is what I achieved as part of Shebang. I was, let's say, helping Yes Bank in opening their YouTube channel to digitally penetrate the market for depositors and corporate borrowers. And what did I do, and what was the outcome, and why was it significant for me, right? Let's say it was the bank's first foray into digital marketing or content marketing. That's why it was very unique for you, because you were doing it for a bank, not a D2C brand or a digitally native platform, right? So that is one example. But stick to three examples. Those three examples should bring out different shades and colors of you as a prospective leader. If in one project you have talked about your stakeholder management skills, the second project should be highlighting a different skill altogether, whether it's problem solving skills or data analysis, but highlight something different in terms of how did I achieve this outcome. Don't just give me a repetitive gyan of stakeholder management for this bank, stakeholder management or collaboration for this, let's say, skincare brand, and then once again, stakeholder management for an FMCG giant, right? So it becomes repetitive beyond a point. The fourth essay is, by the way, there are 5 essays, so it's a time consuming application. That's why I start early. The fourth essay is, please share the most difficult situation you have faced at your workplace and how did you handle it? That's a very good question. I don't believe that's something that any Indian B school asks. I mean, colleges have similar sort of questions, but not the exact same question. So, when it's the most difficult situation you have faced at work, it should be different from what you have highlighted in the previous essay. The previous essay is already asking you 3 anecdotes which are very significant for you at work and why are these significant, the outcomes. This essay is again asking you about your work achievement, but one specific work achievement where you had a lot of trouble in achieving an outcome. For example, you are in Shebang, you're a marketing manager, and your client was a Tokyo based TV company. And in between the project, you were helping them with Instagram ads and Google and Meta campaigns as well. But in between the project, they were doing a lot of back and forth, changing their expectations, reducing or increasing their budget. And you had to be the collaborator, the glue and the vessel between Shebang's internal team and the TV manufacturers, business unit heads. How did you do that? And how you were able to save the project and ensure that you did not only complete what was asked, the firm started strengthening their relationship with you. Instead of putting you on retainer, they made you a lifelong partner, and they also referred similar other firms from that geography to your agency. Something as monumental as that. But focus should not be on the outcome, focus should be on the difficulties I faced and how I circumvented them, how I elbowed my way through to get the job done. Last essay, and I hope I did not bore you. Please share one mistake from your work experience which really troubled you. This is interesting. This is a mistake. So a lot of schools have essays like, talk to us about. So Bitstorm has an essay which is talk to us about your most significant accomplishment or your biggest failure till date. This is similar to that, except the fact that this does not give you any options. You have to talk about a failure. So you can here don't try to disguise a strength as a weakness. Be honest. If let's say Sarthak was working with KPMG as a management consulting associate and he has been working there for the last 4 years, if in his initial months he overstepped his authority and communicated with a client without seeking approvals from his top management or the partner at KPMG, and if that was a mistake and that led to a lot of back and forth, a lot of chaos, a lot of miscommunication with the client, for which the top management had to step in, talk about it, be genuine, but also talk about what did you learn from your mistake. The first 200 words can be about the mistake and what happened and how it was rectified by the top management, but the next 50 words, the last 50 words should be based upon what did I learn. Let's say I have to take approvals from every internal stakeholder, I have to keep everyone on the same page, and I have, let's say, kept a master tracker of sorts for every project so that every stakeholder can give a buy-in digitally before I talk to the client is what my learning has been. And that master tracker has been my go-to guide for all future engagements, and because of which I was able to win this award in KPMG. That's the best way to say that I ameliorated my mistakes and I went above and beyond, and I was able to get validated for the same, right? So these are the 5 essays. Uh, Apply soon, and round one results come by end of December. Round two results come by end of February. But as I told you, very good recruitments in terms of Tech Mahindra, Accenture, Axis Bank, Coca-Cola, HSBC, Mahindra Finance, Watfix, and ICICI Bank. So if I were you, if I was somebody who had 3+ years of experience and was open to going into consulting or general management or manufacturing or operations, I would have kept XLRI, PGDM, GM on my radar. I hope this helps you, and I'll see you very soon.